Welcome, sweet friends, to the channel Frugal Money Saver. My name is Emmy. My husband is Paul. We're so happy you have joined us today. In today's video, we're going to be talking about some old-fashioned vintage homemaking. We're going to share some kitchen items that come from way back in the day that we use today. We are going to show you our tag sale finds, all vintage, all amazing prices. We're going to share a zero food waste comfort meal, and we're also going to talk about a little self-care with a product that's been around since 1957. And no, this is not a sponsored video. It's something that I personally want to share with you. So sit back, relax, and let's get into this video. Most of you who watch our channel on a regular basis know that Paul and I love to go to tag sales, garage sales. We hit some tag sales this past weekend and we found two really amazing items at beyond belief prices. The first one was a vintage tablecloth. And I saw it in a box that was labeled free at a woman's home. And I said, this is in the free box and I know it's not free. How much? She says, no, it is free. And she says, it's all stained on the top. And I looked and lo and behold, there were a bunch of stains. She said, please just take it. And I said, no. She says, I'm going to throw it out. So I said, well, at least take $1 for it. And she was like, okay, if you insist. And I did. I wanted to get this tablecloth home and I wanted to bring it back to life. I wanted to get these stains out, get it on my table and use it. And I think when I told her that, she was just so thrilled that someone would love the tablecloth that was her mom's. So let's show you what we did, if it worked, did the stains come out, and what does the tablecloth look like now? Here is the vintage tablecloth. It is absolutely beautiful. It's got these autumnal color roses around it. Very pretty. Unfortunately, it has some really serious staining too. And like I had mentioned, she wanted to give it to me for free, but I gave her $1 for it. And she said she was just so happy it was just going to a good home. We're going to try a method that I have showed, oh my goodness, probably about 2 years ago when I got another really badly stained tablecloth, and see if we can get these stains out and bring this back to life. So let's get to work. So I have here just a plain bucket. And what I did was filled it with hot water and I added a scoop of OxyClean. I took a wooden dowel and I just gave it a good mix. Now, you need to find a super sunny spot outside to do this in, because you want that sun to heat up that water all day. You need to keep this out of reach of children and pets, so put it in a safe location, but in full sun. Then I took our tablecloth and I put it into the OxyClean and water, and with my dowel, I just moved it around and soaked the tablecloth completely. Just move it around, agitate it just a little bit. And we are going to hope this stains come out. Now we are going to let this sit for about 6 hours in the sun. And I came out every, hour or so. And again, just mixed it with my dowel. Well, it's been about 6 hours. We just let it soak in the sun. Now I'm just putting it in the washing machine on gentle cycle with a little laundry soap, and we're going to give it a wash and we'll see how it turns out. Here it is, all washed and ironed. I don't know what kind of material. I am thinking this is almost a linen, because I really had to iron it to get the wrinkles out, and there's still a little bit there. But oh my goodness, is this beautiful? Look at it. So now let's check our spots, because this is going to be the real test. Here is the end where those spots were. I'm going to show you the other end too, because for a while Paul and I could not figure out where the spots were. But then if you look super close, one of them is right there. Can you all see that little tiny right there? But that is all that's left. Do you remember what this looked like? Here's the other end. Beautiful. They're gone. They're gone. With just a little tiny bit of effort, I have a 1940s, 1950s vintage tablecloth that I paid $1 for. Really, please try to keep your eyes out and see how you can repurpose things from the past, heirloom pieces, and believe me, they're out there. Aren't you amazed? I showed that OxyClean tip on a tablecloth about 2 years ago. So I figured, wouldn't it be great to see if it works on these type of stains? I have no idea what they were. It did. It's on our table. It's beautiful, as you saw. And I am so blessed for $1. I almost want to take the tablecloth, bring it back, knock on her door, and show her what it looks like. That was a total win. And these tablecloths are so well made. They're so heavy. They just wash wonderfully. The colors are vibrant. So if you can find them, restore them, please do. They are wonderful. Now, our second retro find. This was something that I had been looking for and at on eBay, but they were so expensive. Tell you all the time, patience, patience, patience. Let's turn the camera around and see our second find. Are you ready for this blast from the past? This is the other item we found at the tag sale. It is a conical strainer with a pestle. Oh my goodness, look at this. This is an Everware, circa probably the 1950s. Now, this is not a chinois. A lot of people might think it is. The difference is this has holes where the chinois has mesh, like a strainer. But this is wonderful. So what do you use this beauty for? If you are making applesauce, you would cook your apples down, put them in here. Look at the fluid motion. I am constantly making broth for the freezer. What I do is take the bones out, and then I literally take a strainer and a spatula and push all the juice out of the vegetables because there's so much flavor in there. I'm not gonna have to do that anymore. I'm gonna put those cooked vegetables in here and I will extract all that wonderful flavor. I mean, this is solid wood. It is gorgeous. It's in beautiful shape. It does have one little ding here, but it's nothing that we are worried about. What's so wonderful also, it comes apart. The legs come off, stores easily. You can also use this as a colander. So this was just a great practical vintage find that we will use. We don't just buy these and put them away. We use them. So what did we pay for this little beauty? We paid $3. It just makes me so happy to use an old-fashioned kitchen item like this. And you'll see us demonstrate and use this in upcoming videos for sure. And if you look up the price of these on eBay, you're gonna be pretty shocked. How fun is that item? Just the look of it, the feel of it, everything about it. It will be utilized in this kitchen. You'll see it in upcoming videos. So if there is something old-fashioned, retro, vintage that you are looking for, hold on. Don't pay those eBay prices, please, please. Just wait. I guarantee you, you will find them in a thrift store. You'll find them in a tag sale, a garage sale, a church rummage sale. So many places to find these items. People think they're junk and they want to modernize and they go to toss it. And guess what? We reap the benefits. Those of us who love good, solid vintage items. The next segment is something that society, I think, has fallen into a trap with, and that is packaged seasoning mixes. I'm talking taco seasonings. There is a package for spaghetti seasoning. There is a seasoning packet for everything and anything. And what I want to encourage you with today is ditch those packets. Invest in some good old-fashioned spices and make your own. Be in control of how you season your food. Not only are those packets filled with sodium, and even if you're not on a salt-restricted diet, turn it over, the sodium in those packages. And also, there is anti-caking ingredients in those packages. There are all kinds of thickeners in those packages. So my advice to you is ditch those packets and go back to how Grandma used to season her food. Now, the difference between today and yesterday is we have the advantage of the internet. And we have the advantage of hundreds of cookbooks that are out there that you can find for free at your library. So when something calls for a packet of taco seasoning, just look up taco seasoning, how to make it. You save money by not buying those packets. Before you put that spice packet in your buggy or carriage, whatever you want to call it, turn the package over, see what the ingredients are, and check out the spices that are in that packet. Guarantee you will probably have those spices at home and you can make them yourselves healthier and so much cheaper. So that's just a little tip I think that Grandma would give you. Another good old-fashioned way to save money is to cook from scratch and to not waste food. We talk about this all the time. And today we are going to make a zero food waste chicken pot pie, but instead of making it with a pie crust, we're going to make our own biscuits. So let's turn this camera around and get into the kitchen and make a mouth-watering chicken pot pie with sourdough biscuits. We are in the kitchen today making another fall favorite. Chicken pot pie with a bunch of leftover chicken, homemade broth. It's going to be so good. And we're going to mix it up a little bit. Instead of using a pie crust, I'm going to be making some sourdough biscuits. Super easy. But if you don't have sourdough, any kind of biscuit that you have or you make will work perfectly. So let's see the ingredients we need for our pot pie. We're going to need a half a cup of milk, 1/3 cup of flour, a 1/3 onion chopped, a 1/3 cup of butter, 2.5 cups of cut up chicken that is cooked. This recipe uses cooked chicken. You can use a little more, a little less. 2 cups of frozen mixed vegetables that I thawed, 1 cup and 3/4 of chicken stock. Little black pepper, little garlic, and salt to taste. And that's all we need. This is going to be so good. So let's get to making our filling. So again, we're working on the pot pie filling right now. So I have my 1/3 cup of butter in my pan. I added my onions and I'm going to saute these for about 5 minutes till they get soft and translucent. It's over medium heat. I sauteed the onions for about 5 minutes. Now I'm going to add my 1/3 cup of flour. So we're basically making a roux here. I'm going to get my whisk. Give this a good whisking. I'm going to add a little bit of garlic, a little bit of ground pepper, salt to taste. We just want to make sure that flour is cooked. We're going to add our 1/2 cup of milk and our 1 3/4 cup of chicken broth. Now we're going to give this a good whisk. We're going to let this cook till it thickens. Just a few minutes over medium heat. Keep an eye on it, keep stirring. It's only been just a few minutes and you can see how rich and thick this is getting. Look at this. So we're going to just cook it for about another minute. That's all. Of course, you can make your pot pie regular, like with a pie shell, absolutely. But those of you who know me know I am pie crust challenged. Okay, so, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the vegetables in here. This way we don't even have to dirty another pan. This is a 9 by 13 pan and I did grease it. I'm going to take the chicken. I'm just going to mix this. Now I am going to take our creamy, delicious filling, pour this right over, and we'll mix it right in the pan. Please make sure you scrape those pans, get every bit out. We don't waste food, not with the price of food these days. And now I'm just going to gently mix it together. So I just spread the chicken, veggie, and sauce mixture bottom of the pan. I am going to set this aside for a minute while we make our biscuits. Now we're going to make the biscuits that go on top of our pot pie. I've got a cup of flour. It's just regular all-purpose flour. I've got 2 teaspoons of baking powder and a half a teaspoon of salt. I'm also adding 1 cup of sourdough discard to the recipe, but again, use whatever biscuit recipe you like. This is unfed discard. I took it out of the refrigerator. I did not feed it. We keep it real on this channel, and I just made a mistake. I added the sourdough discard before I put the butter in. We are going to go ahead with this anyway. I am taking 1 stick of cold butter and I am grating it in. Always use caution when you grate the butter. You can cut it in. I am just going to hope this comes out, but I am keeping it real because we all make mistakes in the kitchen, right? I was supposed to mix the butter with the flour, and I went ahead and put the discard in there before the butter. Now I'm just going to fold this in. This is going to be fine. It's going to work, right? I know I can hear you all cheering for me. We're just going to put this together till it becomes cohesive. You do not want to over mix this. I'm going to get in there again with my hands. Coming together, so let's hope. All right, so we're going to push this dough out just a little bit. And I am going to fold it and fold it. I did lightly flour the mat. I'm going to cut us some biscuits. We're going to lay these right on top of our pot pie. So we're going to put it in a 425 degree oven for about 20 minutes. This cooked in a preheated 425 degree oven for just about 20 minutes. It is bubbly, it looks delicious, and my little biscuits rose. I'm so happy. So we're going to plate it and we'll see how it came out. This smells so good. Comfort food at its finest. Another wonderful fall meal. I'm going to cut this biscuit. Oh, yeah. Yay! It actually rose. Oh, my goodness. I'm so happy. This looks delicious. Well, our son was here for dinner. This is what is left. A total 100% hit. Very delicious. All original recipes will be linked down below. Another great old-fashioned way to save money is stop buying notepads. Stop buying scratch paper. When you open up your mail, and I remember my mom and my grandma doing this, how many envelopes come in your mailbox a week? This is a week's worth of return address envelopes because we pay our bills online, but I always like a paper copy of the bill, so they mail it because I keep it for a record in case the internet goes down and I then have no record of anything. The regular envelope that the bill is mailed in is a blank sheet of paper right here. Use it for a shopping list. Use it to jot down a recipe off the internet or your phone. I don't like to cook with my phone next to me and a recipe open. I have to keep hitting the phone, and we all see how Emmy cooks. Flour flies, batter flies, and I don't need to ruin my phone. So copy it down on a piece of scrap paper. Don't throw these envelopes away. There is so much writing space on them. We're not wasting paper. We're not killing more trees. We're doing exactly what our grandmas would have done. And I'm going to show you in a minute another way I use these. There is a wealth of paper for free that comes in your mail every week. Take a minute, go through it, put them to the side. I guarantee you, You will use these. Great frugal tip. One, again, I'm sure Grandma would have given you. The last tip I want to share with you is a little old-fashioned self-care. I love to have my nails painted. I just feel comfortable when my nails look nice length, pretty color, makes me feel like my outfit is complete. But the concept of going to a nail salon and having someone do your nails for you is not only very expensive, but it's also a very relatively new concept. There's gel manicures, there's powder manicures, and if you've ever tried to take a gel manicure off or a powder manicure off, it's hard. It is not like the old-fashioned where you just take your nail polish remover and take it off. Think back to your mom. Think back to your grandma. They always did their own nails if they put polish on their nails. What is one nail polish that comes to mind right away? And again, this is not a sponsored video, so please don't think it is. I always think of Sally Hansen Hard as Nails as a child growing up. We always had Sally Hansen nail polish in our home. I think it was the very first polish I used as a young teen back in the 70s. Well, I have gone back to just plain old good nail polish. And I am going to show you what I have been using, and I am so happy with it. It costs about $5 a bottle at Walmart, and it's called Sally Hansen Insta-Dry Nail Polish. Here you go. I'm going to just show you quickly what I love about it. It comes with a wide brush. It's easy to apply. It dries super quick. It lasts, and it comes in an array of beautiful colors. So I'm just going to give you a little clip real quick. First off, notice I am using one of my envelopes to paint my nails on. This keeps the table clean in case of an accident. Look at the thickness of this brush. Now this is the second coat I'm putting on. Look at how easy, smooth, and beautiful. This color is number 507, Time to Indigo. And then I use Sally Hansen Insta-Dry Top Coat on top of that. And that just seals it in, makes it last a little longer, and it works great. Today's question of the day: what vintage, old-fashioned, self-care tips do you still use today? It could be a product that's been around forever. Face mask or a hair shampoo or conditioner, makeup, men, it could be shaving lotion, the razor you use. Do any of you still use products made back in the day that are still made today that you swear by, that you say are the best, you wouldn't do without? Please share that with us down below. I think it will be so interesting to read for us and our viewers. We thank you so much for sharing this time with us today. We appreciate you all so much. Please, if you would be so kind, take a minute, give this a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. We'd love to have you be part of our family. We ask you to be well, we ask you to be safe, and above all, we wish you blessings. Until our next video, may God richly bless you.